Hello, Grand Park community. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad that Grand Park continues to allow us this free space, this community, this platform to practice together. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for showing up today. It's really incredibly important, I find, to make space and time for ourselves, and it's so easy to let it slide by. So good job for being here, for making space. And I know I talk at you all a lot at the beginning of class, and I just wanted today to offer up a little reflection about why it is that you practice. So let's find our seat here. So I'm sitting up on a blanket. You might find that that is a nice thing to do. I forgot to mention, if you have a pillow, grab a pillow. Maybe come to sit up on that, and we'll use the pillow a little bit later. So come to take your intentional seat. So allow yourself to be evenly distributed. Allow your hips to rest down. Allow your heart to softly open. Allow your shoulders to come away from your ears. Soften in your jaw. Maybe resting the palms down on your thighs, maybe up on the thighs. And then if it feels okay to you, go ahead and close your eyes. If that doesn't feel right to you, you could take a soft gaze at the floor. And this is where I'm going to ask you for a little bit of reflection, just to remind ourselves of why it is we each practice. We might all come here for different reasons. Maybe it's to get space for yourself. Maybe it's to remind yourself of your own peaceful nature. Maybe your body just feels amazing after. But instead of me telling you what you're here to do today, I want you to remind yourself of what it is, why it is you keep coming back. And so many of you have been so good of coming back to the practice. And if you could give that reflection a word, what would that word be? So maybe the word is something like space. Maybe the word is something like peace. So don't let me put words in your mouth, even though I just did, but see if you can identify a word that you'd like to work with in practice today. Something that is very specific to you. What do you want to remember about yourself? What are you here to do? Give it a word. Allow it to be positive. Allow it to be a verb, something active, or maybe something like space. Something that excites you and gives you a sense of purpose or direction. And then can you allow your breath to take on the quality of that word? So if your word is peace, how can you allow peace to come into the space of your breath? If your word is space, how can you take a more spacious breath? Really start to embody your word, your reflection, your purpose for being here today. And then drawing the hands in a gesture at the heart, bowing your chin into your wisdom. And just setting the intention to move from this space today, to allow yourself to have or to work on what you came here to do. We have like 40 minutes to do that. What a gift. So from here, tap your fingers down to the earth. We're going to come into a spinal twist. Left hand comes to the right thigh. Find length in your spine, and then start to gently, we're not fully warm yet, gently twist your heart towards your right shoulder. Notice if there's a little or a lot of constriction in your belly. Maybe send more breath. Coming the other way. So releasing yourself forward, taking your right hand to your left thigh. The left hand comes back, and then find the length in your spine. Start to send your heart for your right shoulder. Come into that space of your intention or your reflection. Releasing on your exhale. And then let's find our way to hands and knees. So if you have a blanket or a pillow, have that on standby for later. Coming to hands and knees, unless your knees are really sensitive, sometimes it feels nice to put a blanket or some cushioning underneath your knees. Wrists are stacked underneath your shoulders. Knees are stacked underneath your hips. On your next inhale, let your belly drop. Let your heart shine through. As you exhale, curl in your spine. Nose comes towards your belly button. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Inhale, belly drops, heart rises. Exhale, curl everything up and in. Find your neutral spine. Take your hands a little bit farther forward. We're going to come into hip circles. So there's no right or wrong way to do this. I just want you to find some circling in your hips. So this might be really big circling, or it might be like you're doing like a little wiggly dance move. So just finding some circles in the hips. And then switching the direction of your circles. So just moving with your spine, moving with your breath. And I would really encourage you just to listen to your body, not even to look at what I'm doing. Just feel into your spine and into your body, into your hips. From here, find your way back to hands and knees. So wrists are stacked underneath the shoulders. We're going to come in to stretch the wrists a little bit. We're going to listen. The wrists can be really sensitive. So the lesser version, a moderated version of this would be taking your wrists in and your fingertips out. So that would be an option to stretch the wrists. If you have the mobility and it feels okay, listen to yourself, please, please, please. Fingertips come towards your knees, and then you start to put a little bit or a lot of pressure into your wrists, your hands. That will be a big wrist and forearm stretch. If that is not right for you, please don't do it. Please take your fingertips out to the sides. And then we're going to maybe move here or maybe stay here. Notice if you constricted breath, send breath through. Option to just stay and breathe into the wrists and the forearms. Or you might come to find some very small circles. So some little circles in the wrists, one direction. You could do this in either hand position. And then maybe taking your circles in the opposite direction. Really nice. Replace your hands to face forward. Fingertips are facing forward. Keep your knees and your hips where they are. Walk your arms out and overhead into a big V. And then tap your forehead, the top of the head, down on the mat or the floor. Armpits are hugging in. If your head doesn't touch, you could put a blanket or a pillow underneath your forehead. We're melting the heart down to the earth. We're sending the shoulders away from the ears, and the armpits are hugging in. So the inner arms are active here. So this is called puppy dog stretch. We're getting into the upper back, into the arms. Allow your breath to move into any areas of tightness or tension. The next time you inhale, press yourself up, tuck your toes, and we're going to have all kinds of options here. So we're getting into stretch our beautiful feet that carry us around all day. So option one is to just tuck your toes and hang out here into your feet. If you think you have a little more space, start to walk your hands back. Maybe coming to sit on your heels. So that will put more pressure onto the soles of the feet. If that is not right for you or your feet are tensing up, please place weight into your hands and come into the more gentle version. Wherever you have chosen, notice if you're constricting breath. Let breath flow through. The hands can rest in the lap or down to the side. Take a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to walk ourselves forward and then find ourselves in downward facing dog. So hips lift up to the sky. We bend our knees as much as we need. We're pressing into the knuckles. The armpits are hugging in. So down dog isn't weight in the wrists. Down dog is us using our arm strength to hold us up here. Head hangs between the arms. Heart reaching back for the thighs. Hips reaching tall for the sky. And if for whatever reason you're still feeling pain or discomfort in your wrists, you can always do this pose with the forearms down. You could also come down to that puppy dog stretch that we started with. So listen to your body, always, always. We're going to walk our hands back for our feet, finding our way to a fold, bending the knees accordingly. Let your head be really heavy. And then pressing into your feet, start to roll yourself all the way up to a stand. Palms come out to the side, mountain pose. On your next inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, sink your heart, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold your heart, let your head go. Inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, draw your hands to your heart. One more time, just like that. Inhale, rise your arms. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold your heart. Inhale, draw your arms tall to the sky. Exhale, take your hands to your heart. We're going to come into chair pose. So feet and heels come together, or you can keep your feet hips distance. Sink your hips back, reach your arms tall. Make sure you can see your toes. If not, send your knees back, scoop your belly into your spine. And now would be a really good time to remind yourself why you practice. So is it to find peace? Is it to find space? Is it to remind yourself of your playful nature? Whatever it is, embody it here in a challenging pose. Draw your hands into your heart. We're going to twist here. So right elbow comes up and across the left thigh. Press your prayer together. Send your heart for your prayer. Try to keep your knees trapped together. Maybe try to stack your elbows. Take a couple breaths here. Soften in your jaw. Fill it with your breath. Next time you exhale, extend your legs, forward fold. Next time you inhale, chair pose. We're going to switch to the other side. Hands come to your beautiful heart. Left elbow crosses up and over the right thigh. Press your prayer together. Elbows stack, heart reaching for the prayer. Gazing just beyond your fingertips. How's your breath? How's your intention? Maybe use it as an anchor. Inhale, back chair. And then exhale, extend your legs, forward fold. Really nice. Feet hips distance. On your inhale, roll yourself all the way up to stand. Really nice, my friends. Let's take our feet wider than the hips, like 3 to 4 feet, so big wide stance. We're gonna take the heels in, the toes out, and we're gonna sink into our horse pose or temple pose. Palms come to the heart. Getting into some heat into the thighs. On your inhale, rise your left heel. On your exhale, set it down. On your inhale, rise your right heel. On your exhale, set it down. One more time each side. Inhale left. Exhale, set it down. Inhale right. Exhale, set it down. Inhale, extend your legs straight. Heel toe your feet. Find your mountain pose. Close your eyes. Regather your breath. Regather your intention if it slipped away. And then from here, I'm going to ask you to grab your pillow. So you will need a pillow for this because a blanket's going to get a little, a little crazy. So grab your pillow. It's probably going to be easier to have a cushion size pillow, like a throat pillow. We're just going to work our arms a little bit here. So you're going to start to circle the pillow around the body to the left. And this might not feel like a whole lot at first, but as we do it a little longer, we're going to feel some heat building in our arms. Keep your feet glued to the earth. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Soften into your jaw. And then let's switch the other direction. So going towards the right. You can bend in your elbows as much as you need. Just no scrunchy shoulders to the ears. So softening there. Keep those feet glued to the earth. And then release that down. We're going to do one more thing with the pillow. So we would usually do this with a yoga block, but I just want to make sure everybody has what they need. So you're going to inhale, extend it out. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, reach your arms tall. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, extend it out. We'll do that a few times. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, reach the pillow tall. Exhale, bend your elbows. Inhale, extend it out. 2 more rounds. Inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, press it out. 1 more round. Inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, press it up. Inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, press it out. We're going to keep holding it. I know you can't see my face. For just a few more breaths. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Soften your hands if they're gripping. Keep grounding down into your feet. How's your breath? And then go ahead and set your pillow down. Really nice, you all. Okay, let's come into a little bit of stretching for the shoulders. So we're going to tap the fingertips to the elbows, and then the elbows come in, and then we take the elbows around and down. So just finding some mobility in our shoulders that get so tight from sitting and typing and texting and computing. Let's give them a little love and care. Let's take the elbows the other direction. So elbows go out and around and down. Really nice. Take your hands down, interlace your fingers, send your interlace away. We're going to listen to what our shoulders are telling us. So we'll keep our elbows bent to start. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead like a big 0 or an O. And then to any amount, keeping your shoulders down away from ears, lengthen your arms tall. Let your shoulder blades kiss together in the back. And then grounding down, especially into your right foot, reach up and over to the left. So we're getting into the side body here. See if you can find a line of energy from your right foot all the way up to your right fingertips. Notice your breath. Inhale back to center. Ground down into your left foot. Reach your interlace up and then reach over towards the right. So again, finding space from your left heel all the way out to your left fingertips. How's your breath? On your inhale, reach your arms tall. And then exhale to release. We're going to do one more thing for the shoulders. So we'll interlace the hands at the base of the spine this time. We're going to keep our knees nice and buoyant. And we're going to extend the arms out with as much bend in the elbows as we need, or arms straight. And then fold your heart, let your arms come up and over. So really let your head go, let your jaw be soft. Keep your feet grounding down into the earth. Notice if you're tensing in your jaw or your shoulders. Bend your elbows if you notice that's happening. Go ahead and release your interlace. Let your arms be heavy, almost like Raggedy Ann arms or mummy arms. Take your feet wider than your hips, just slightly. Heels come in, toes go out. We'll come down to our yoga squat. This is where it might be nice to have your pillow. So if it feels really nice in your body to be in a squat like this, if the heels are down, if you can relatively comfortably sit here, you can sit here. You could also come to sit on your pillow and allow yourself just a little bit of support. If your heels are not coming down on the floor, you could, if you have a yoga mat, you could double up your yoga mat a few times. You could put a blanket or a towel just to allow the floor to meet your heels. So stuffing something underneath you. And then we'll pause here in our yoga squat. And again, if this is just not right for your body, you can just come to sit in a comfortable cross-legged seat or up in a chair. Drawing your palms together at your heart, slight pressure of your elbows in your knees. Find space between the top of your head and your tailbone. Allow your breath to travel up and down your spine. Take one more big, beautiful breath. And then go ahead and allow yourself to sit back on your bottom. So keep your pillow nearby. Soles of the feet come together, knees come wide. And then you're gonna listen to what's happening in the inner thighs today. So if the inner thighs are gripping or holding, you could take your hands behind you. You could also put pillows underneath your knees as a little shelf of support. If you don't feel anything in your inner thighs, find a lift in your heart and then melt your heart beyond your toes. So not rounding in the spine, but reaching the heart forward to keep the spine nice and long. And if that isn't enough, you could put a little gentle pressure in your inner thighs with your elbows. So it's kind of like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. We find whatever is just right for us. And every practice, it's probably going to be a little different. So it's about listening to ourselves in each moment, taking care and honoring ourselves in each moment. And I find when we can do that with ourselves, we better are capable of doing that with others. So meeting others in the moment. Wherever you are, allow your body to release something it doesn't need anymore. And then if you're folded on your inhale, rise yourself up. We'll take the feet a little bit away from the body now. So the feet were close into us. Now the feet are out so that we have a diamond shape in between the legs. Hands come probably underneath the knees somewhere or maybe around the ankles. And again, if this is a lot of stretch for the outer thighs, you could just keep your hands here and lift your heart and just feel and breathe into your outer hips. If this isn't enough, start to melt your heart forward to any amount for your toes. So settling the shoulders away from the ears, softening in your jaw. I don't think we can hear those two things enough. Being in relationship with your breath and meeting areas of tension in your body, especially with your exhale. Wherever you are, see if you can take a really committed full breath, really releasing on that exhale. And then the next time you inhale, if you're folded, lift yourself up. Extend both your legs straight-ish. If this is not comfortable in the backs of the legs, you could grab your pillow and rest it underneath your thighs, or you could come to sit up on your pillow. We're going to come into a spinal twist here. So you're going to bend your left knee and place the left foot up and over your right leg. You're going to take the cradle of your right elbow into the nook of your knee, rise your left arm tall, and then take your left hand to the base of your spine, and then twist your heart for the left shoulder. We're finding length first though, right? Like every time we twist, before we twist, we find length. So the right leg is extended, the left foot is bent up and over the right thigh. We're lifting up in our heart and we're twisting the heart for that back left shoulder. From here, take one more inhale. As you exhale, release. We're going to do something a little new. It's a little silly and fun. So we're going to cradle the left leg and shin like a baby. So we're going to listen to the knees. If this isn't right for the knees, we won't do it. We're going to take the left foot into the crook of your right elbow. You're going to take your left elbow around the base of your left knee. Sorry, I'm all twisted here. And then you should have your left leg in like a little cradle in your arms. And then you're going to listen here. If this isn't right for you, don't do it. If there's pain in the knee, please don't do it. If it feels kind of fun, you might rock your leg baby. Or you might just remain still and gently pull the leg into the chest. So take a few breaths. We're getting into that outer hip a little bit more here. Maybe you sing your leg baby a little lullaby, a little twinkle, twinkle, little star or something. And then we'll release the left leg, bend your right knee, take the right foot up and across your left thigh. Left elbow goes into the crook of your right knee, right arm comes tall, and then twist your heart towards your left shoulder. Find the space first, the length first, and then send your heart for your right shoulder. You can keep a little or a lot of flex in your extended leg. Find some breaths here. We're going to release forward on an exhale. And then we're going to find our little cradle for our leg on this side. So the right elbow comes into around the space of the right leg. The right foot comes into the little nook of the inner left elbow. We have our little cradle for the right leg. And then we listen here. So maybe it might feel nice just to rock the hip, get a little warmth going in the hip. Or maybe it might feel nice to sit up tall and gently pull the leg in towards the chest. Whatever feels like you're getting more space and you're filling the shape with your breath. Wherever you are, take a few more rocks or a few more breaths or both. And then on your exhale, you release both legs straight. Again, if you want to sit up on something, that'll bring the earth closer to you. Rise your arms tall. And then we'll fold our heart for the feet. This time you can round in your spine to any amount, tucking your chin into your chest. Notice if the jaw is tightening or the shoulders are tightening. And see if you can soften that by allowing the shoulders to melt down, the jaw to softly open from its hinge. If the backs of the legs are super tight, please bend your knees. So we actually stretch better when we have the space to breathe. So finding a place where you can meet tension with your breath. See if you can watch yourself take 3 more full rounds of breath. So really watching yourself inhale. Really watching yourself exhale. 3 times like that. The next time you inhale, lift your heart. Make sure you have your pillow close. So if your pillow is around, just make sure it's somewhere where you can grab it from your back. We're going to bend the knees, soles of the feet down. We're going to do a slow roll down using the core strength to set us down. If you don't want to do this, you can just come to lay on your back. Arms extend out from your shoulders. Scoop your belly into your spine. Find length in your heart. So lift your heart up. Core engages. And then from here, keeping the soles of the feet down on the earth. Slow roll, curling your spine down. Belly's hugging into spine. When you feel like you're almost down, pause. Take a couple breaths of challenge here. Or not. You know everything I say is a suggestion. And then allow yourself to roll all the way down to the earth. One bridge pose. So soles of the feet down on the earth, knees stack over your heels. Make sure you can brush your fingertips against the backs of your heels. And then pressing down into your feet, rise your thighs, knees point forward. Bottom squeezes here. Option to press firmly down into your forearms, tucking your shoulders, or interlace your hands and tuck your shoulders. Whatever you've chosen, press down into the floor and rise yourself up tall. Breathe some full embodied breaths. And then the next time you exhale, set your hips down, one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Allow yourself the space of a full breath cycle. So inhaling in, exhaling fully out. Let your pillow be your little shelf for your hips. So you're going to take the pillow in the wide way at the hip. Press down into your feet, lift your hips enough to slide the pillow underneath you. Allow your hips to rest down onto the shelf of the pillow. And then if you need to kind of wiggle it around and find the space, you should feel like you can completely release your hips down. So there's no like curling or bowing of the spine. So you might, depending on the size of the pillow, depending on your body, you might need to move it up a little bit or down a little bit. Generally, it's along your pant line. Rest your hands maybe on the belly or out to the side. We're going to finish with some breath work in this supported bridge pose. Maybe close your eyes. We'll take 5 full inhales and 5 full exhales together. So inhaling when I say inhale, exhaling when I say exhale. Let your breath come all the way out of the body. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, full exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, full exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, full exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. Through your nose, inhale. Through your nose, exhale. And then allow your breath to come back in. Releasing any control over your breath. Letting your body be heavy and open. You are welcome to stay here if this feels really good. If you'd like to try something different, lift up your hips. Slide the pillow down underneath your thighs and extend your legs straight, just like you were sleeping. Hands can either rest on your body somewhere, or you can take your hands out to the sides with your palms up. See if you can allow the space of your body, the space to be open and held here. So I'm going to talk us through just a short meditation just to make sure that we're fully resting here. And then we're going to take a collective minute of rest as a community. So here, softening into your feet, into your ankles, softening across the space of your shins and your thighs, allowing your hips to fully release. Allowing your low, mid, and upper back to release. Allowing the shoulders to come away from your ears. Allowing your belly to be soft and open. Allowing the space of your heart to be soft and open. Allowing your arms to rest at their sides, elbow joints soft, wrists and hands. Allowing the space of your neck to soften, your throat to soften. Allowing your jaw and your tongue to be heavy. Allowing breath to freely come in and out of your nose. As you allow sound to come in and out of your ears. Allowing your eyes to close, your eyelids to be heavy. Allowing your forehead to rest and be soft. Allowing the top of your head and your hair to release. And then just here, witnessing your body open, allowing the benefits of your practice to come in, to absorb. And I'll just be quiet for a minute here to give us the space to take Shavasana, final rest. So just being here, breathing here, awareness of your body soft and open. Starting to draw some awareness back to your breath. Starting to find some small movements to wake you back up into the space of your body. Eventually rolling over to one side and pressing yourself up. And just coming into the seat of yourself, resting your palms down on your thighs, closing your eyes, finding that lift of your heart. Maybe you are fully embodied in that reason why you practice, or maybe it's just a little bit. I'm going to finish our time together with this beautiful loving kindness meditation. Draw your hands in a gesture at your heart. Bow your chin into your chest, and here is the loving kindness message. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I be healed, and may I be a source of healing in this world. Thank you all so much for practice, for being here with us today on Grand Park. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Please take care of yourself. For those of you who are new, we're here every Wednesday and Friday on Instagram and Facebook through Grand Park from 12:15 to 1. I hope to see you soon. Be well, take care, and thank you so much.